this is so strange. I'm not saying it's like weird, but I guess it's just strange because of the timing. So Jack McKenzie put up a story. Levi put up the story. Is that right? So Levi wrote the story that basically mentioned Kolby Branch as the foundation and the face of the program moving forward. Baylor baseball's lost some to the transfer portal, some that have become really good elsewhere. Mitch Thompson's had a tough time the first year, and now the best player in the program has entered the transfer portal. Levi wrote the story. I saw some of his responses. He'll join us today at around 4:40, that he was told by Branch that he was going to stay, told by Baylor head coach Mitch Thompson he was going to stay, and also Zach Dillon, the assistant coach, that he was going to stay. And today, Kendall Rogers had the story that he entered the transfer portal. This is a blow to a program right now that is trying to just grab on to the handrails to keep themselves all out of the ditch. And, of course, they did not make the Big 12 tournament, the only team that did not this year.
Yeah, it's a really massive blow to next year's roster. Great player, all freshmen, all Big 12. So, certainly a guy that you felt great about moving forward, even if there's a lot of other parts that you knew you were going to have to replace or shine up or whatever. That was not one spot, at least, or player that you were worried about. In fact, you're quite the opposite. You were feeling great about the direction of that. And I didn't know about the assurances he apparently had given. I think that sucks. I think that's a lesson for maybe Kolby Branch moving forward, is if you're not really sure, if there's even a seed of doubt, don't tell the people involved that you're for sure coming back, and then they plan or assume accordingly. Not the end of the world, nothing personal, but just, maybe next time if you think there's even an inkling that you might not be back, just probably better to say, you know what, I'm still deciding, because it'll be far less of a shock like it was today when that news came down. And those who have helped you up to that point can also plan accordingly. But yeah, it's tough. It sucks for the baseball program. And immediately there was all of these NIL tweets from various Baylor fans, or from just people, I guess, assuming that probably was the reason why. I guess I read where his brother's going to OU. Is that correct? So I believe OU has an opportunity there, but did see a lot of NIL talk. And apparently that's not the case here. Apparently, he also told people, I guess he's been talking to a lot of people, he also told people that he just wants to win more, which, that's understandable. Maybe you're sitting here watching the College World Series and you're like, hey, I want to be a part of that. I totally get that. But, the program was banking on you to help them win more, and that was kind of the goal, was you were going to be a centerpiece in getting to that level for Baylor here in the next couple of years. And so instead they'll have to pivot, and it's a tough thing to do. And, if there is, in fact, any NIL-related part to this, which I've given reasons as to why it's not, but if there is, and I'd imagine there probably is, because – he's going to end up going to a program that's going to have NIL. As an all-freshman, he'd be stupid not to, quite frankly.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to leave, at least go for some money, right? So, the winning and the money is probably in his future. To what degree, I don't know. But like I said, I think his brother's going to Oklahoma, so they would make sense. I saw a lot of TCU fans, in the comments section, a bunch of other programs as well. So I don't know what his plans are. But, yeah, that's a tough blow for Mitch Thompson. And if it is, in fact, NIL related, that's going to be an interesting situation to watch, because, again, Baylor is only so big, and they only have so many massive donors. This isn't Ohio State. This isn't Texas. This isn't A&M, where it's an unlimited ATM in any sport, basically. They have to do their best with what they've got in, the money revenue sports, much less having it trickle down to baseball. And, I don't know what the situation of the setup is, but, that was mentioned. And if that's the case, then that's something they're just going to have to find a way to overcome, or find a way to boost somehow or another. But, yeah, that's just a problem in today's college athletics game is you're fighting a lot of battles, and that NIL piece is starting to become one in every single sport, where, you might not even be making money off that sport, but you got to have the money to be able to pay the players,
right? Even
if it's not making money for the, and so it's tricky if you're not one of those big booster-driven schools that kind of have that seemingly endless line of cash.
The U.S.